Hey everyone, so in today's vlog I would like to talk about detachment, and detachment is really important in the process of self-inquiry, growth, opening up your sixth sense. But here's what I learned about detachment. If you detach too early, it's your ego. So here's the thing. Detachment often comes, okay, no, how can I explain this? So what I've learned is that, okay, so let's just talk about detaching too early. What happens is if you detach too early, you actually siphon the energy of what may have come from the attachment that you have. Now, of course, if the attachment that you have is not serving you, and when I say not serving you, I mean that it's keeping you in a constant flux of, oh shit, why do I do that? I always ruin my cards when I do that and I forget. Fuck. Fuck my life. That's okay. Maybe they needed the essential oils, right? So anyways, if you detach too early and it's from toxicity, that's fine. If you're doing something that's needed, it's required for growth for you, that's okay. But if you detach too early from, let's say, a relationship that it's just annoying for you and you feel like the process, it does feel like the process is done and that you've come to a place where detachment is required. But so you detach yourself, right? But then that person comes back. Then you sit back and you think, what the fuck? I went through this whole process and got into my feelings, worked on myself, and went through this process of detachment. I'm finally neutral and fine with the situation, and now this person's back. Like, how do you respond to that? What does that even mean? Well, from a sixth sense perspective, what that means is that you quite possibly could have detached from something too early and you still have a little bit or a lot of karma for it, like in the relationship. So if it's a friendship, let's say, and like it was for me, and this girlfriend wanted to come back into my life. And you want to hear the beauty of things, though? This is how the universe works. So I've detached myself from a lot of people. A ton. Here's the beauty, though. When the detachment is right for you, the universe will protect you. So for example, I detached myself from a friend. And it's been about 6-7 months, right? And what happened was this friend, and we all have other mutual friends, actually contacted one of my really close girlfriends. They went out for lunch and she asked her, and she was like, do you think I should I really miss B, and I want to talk to her. I want to get back into contact with her. And the universe is so beautiful because you know what my friend said? She had my back. My friend, whom I still speak to, she was like, not yet. No, you know what? It's not a good time. She's going through a lot of stuff. There's a lot of change in her life right now. And it just I don't think right now is the right time. Now, you know what that did for me? It solidified my righteousness. Like, I felt like, okay, I trusted my gut. I knew I had to detach from her. And I didn't even know these two were meeting. I had no idea. But when my friend came back and told me, like, I met with her, this is kind of what I said, I was so relieved. I was like, thank you. And also thank you to the universe, because she was speaking for for me. I'm not ready yet. I have too much stuff going on and I can't get involved in that again. I just want some stability in my life. I've got everything up in the air and I don't want one more unsettled thing in my life. I just need to deal with my things right now. So that detachment was like, okay, but I know it's not over, but at least it's going to be on my time. Now let's talk about people or men. Let's talk about relationships in a sense of like dating. So here's the other thing. When you have men or women, if you're a guy watching this channel or whatever, whomever you date, if you have them come in your life and you've already been through the process of detachment, just remember that there's still something to learn. May not be in the relationship, but it may not be in the form, of a relationship again. But if you've done the detachment work and it didn't come from ego, you know how you're gonna feel? You're gonna see that text come in and you're going to be kind back. And from that kindness, now I'm assuming that you're talking to someone who's not manipulative, who's not manipulative really, right? Like let's say this person is just, it's a kind person, they have their flaws, but they're not self-serving, okay? So they're not manipulative and they're not self-serving. They do have this kindness to them, okay? So they message you and you look at the message and first of all, you'll be shocked and you'll be surprised. We all get this way. But here's the thing that I've learned. I learned, okay, maybe I have something to learn, not from the relationship per se, but even in conversations. And you know what I was taught? I was taught just to be kind. I was taught to feel my feelings, like really come through in kindness. So instead of getting angry and texting back and allowing my all the work that I did in detachment, because if you think about detachment, what happens is you're physically pulling the cords out of your body. You're you're energetically pulling the cords from your spine and everywhere in your body when you're detaching. And it's so much energy, so much work. Like you will be tired that night. I go to bed so early if I've done a day of detachments, and it takes several days. It takes a while. But for me, when I see these people come back in, I always think, oh, do I still have karma left with them? Like what's going on? And now what I've learned is, yes, I did have karma left with them, but you know what? I'm going to treat them with kindness, but I'm still going to be respected. I'm going to stay within my feminine divine energy and power, but I'm going to be nice. Because what that does is you change the energy between them, because now you've done the detachment work, so you don't want the attachments back. And they will come back right back into your spine, right back into your chakras quickly. It happens quickly, especially if you have history with them. So if this person is kind, not manipulative, and they come back, yes, and you've done the detachment work, it's because there's still, the universe doesn't test, but it puts experiences in your way to measure growth, because the universe works on math. So what the universe is doing is forming a measurement of how you are going to react to this person. So my reaction is never get back into my feelings with that person, but just react kindly. And often what's happened is I've gained friendships. That's what's happened, because I've just been kind, because I'm no longer attached to this person. But if you find yourself getting emotionally involved, you haven't fully detached. And that's okay. That's totally fine, because you still have to go through whatever you have to go through for this person. But if you detach with anger, this is the last thing I'm going to say before I go, that's ego. And you know what that does? That's you're not doing the work of energetically pulling these cords out. What you're doing is you're suppressing those feelings. And you're going to know it's ego when they message you and you start reacting. All that feeling and anger that you had maybe towards that person, all that shit comes back in seconds, like this. That is detaching with ego, and it's dangerous because it stays with you for life if you don't take these energetic cords out. But when you truthfully, with your sixth sense, detach, it really does feel like, okay, What am I gonna do here? That's often what I do. Like, how am I gonna approach this? What am I gonna do? Take a step, take a breath. Usually I'll practice silence. I won't say anything for a little bit. Sometimes even a day goes by. But then when I do say something, it's of kindness. Like, I don't feel that animosity towards the person. So that's the difference in detachment with ego suppresses detachment with love. Love you guys.